All right, so if you are trying to buy used iPhones in bulk or really any used electronics in bulk, and you've started the journey of trying to find a wholesale supplier, you've probably noticed that there is not a lot of information online on how exactly to do that. Thankfully for you, that is the exact same experience that I had when I got into this business, and I have spent hundreds, if not thousands of hours reaching out to suppliers. I have bought plenty of phones wholesale myself, and I personally know a lot of businesses that are buying thousands upon thousands of devices wholesale every single month. And today I'm going to be showing you the exact process that I personally used to find those suppliers, so you can just copy it and save yourself hopefully quite a bit of time. If you're new here, my name's Christian. I run Techlist, a platform that connects electronics buyers and electronics sellers. We just launched, and our early members businesses buy and sell a combined 65,000 devices per month. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different strategies or ways that I've personally used that have allowed me to get in contact and buy from wholesale suppliers. But I think it's pretty important that you understand who these companies are before I start showing you how to reach out to them. The thing with used electronics is, unlike traditional wholesale, where you can manufacture more of something to supply it to someone, you can't exactly manufacture more used phones. They kind of need to be used by someone in order for them to hit the supply chain. So in this case, you're not looking for a manufacturer like you would in traditional wholesale. What you're looking for here is the companies who are getting those used phones once they're done being used by the actual owner of the device. What types of companies are getting used devices in bulk? You have wireless carriers who get devices through their trade-in programs. This would be companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. You have insurance companies like Assurion. Then you have consumer buyback companies like It's Worth More or Buyback Boss, who buy back devices directly from the end consumer. And you also have B2B buyback companies like Refresh Tech, who buy back devices from schools and other government organizations. And then at the bottom of the list, you have companies that buy from those first 5 companies and resell the devices again. Ideally, you want to avoid those types of companies, but they are often more willing to sell to you than some of those other larger companies. So where do you find these companies? The first option is going to be using a platform called Bstock. Bstock is a liquidation marketplace where electronics carriers and insurance companies sell devices in bulk. They run these weekly auctions where they auction off literally thousands of devices at a time. They have everything from smaller value lots, like this lot of 30 iPhone SEs I screenshotted. And they also have much bigger lots, like these 500 iPhone 14s for over $100,000. So these carrier auctions have some of the best prices that you're gonna get when it comes to wholesale pricing. And they also have some of the most consistent inventory, with literally hundreds of thousands of devices being auctioned off on the platform every single month. But with that kind of scale, there are also some downsides and reasons that Bstock might not be the best platform for you to use. While they are some of the best prices you're going to see in wholesale, it is also worth noting that you do need a lot of money to buy on Bstock. Most of even the smallest auctions are $20,000 plus, with the occasional smaller auction like the iPhone SEs I showed that I think were a few $1,000s. The auctions are also often hundreds of units of a single model device. So unlike some other ways to source phones wholesale, you can't exactly place orders for the exact devices that you're looking to buy. And unfortunately, not everyone is going to meet the approval requirements to actually get approved to buy on the platform. So these are the requirements to be registered and allowed to buy on Bstock. If you don't meet these requirements, don't worry. The other 2 strategies I'm going to show you to find suppliers don't require any of this stuff. So what it takes to get approved to sell on Bstock does depend a little bit on where you're located and what type of inventory you want to buy. If you're located in the United States and you just want to buy good condition devices that aren't damaged, all you're going to need is a US business address and a resale certificate. If you're an international buyer and you want to buy from Bstock, all you need to do is use what's called a freight forwarder. Pretty much the way that would work is you'd get a US shipping address address that you'd have your B stock orders shipped to, and then those orders would go from the freight forwarder to you wherever you're looking to have the devices received. So if you want to buy broken devices that you want to fix and resell, or just maybe resell damaged, it does get a little bit more complicated. You still need all of the same stuff above, but you're also going to need what's called an R2 certificate, which is pretty much just a certification that you can get that proves that you're qualified to handle and recycle used electronics responsibly. So the next two ways to find suppliers aren't going to involve a marketplace like Bstock. They're going to involve actually reaching out to the companies directly. So where do you find them and how do you get in contact with them? Believe it or not, eBay is actually a very good place to find suppliers to reach out to. The biggest buyback companies and electronics recyclers are actually using eBay to sell their damaged inventory. Think companies like It's Worth More, who has sold almost 600,000 devices on eBay alone. I wouldn't reach out to that company specifically. They're big enough that I promise you they already have plenty of people to buy their phones in bulk. So you're probably not gonna have the best results reaching out to them specifically. They're just a really big example that I wanted to use. So how do you find these companies on eBay? Pretty simple. You just wanna search for phones directly on eBay. It could really be any phone. You could look for an iPhone 11, a 12, whatever it is. Doesn't matter what phone you're searching for. And when you do those searches, you just want to click on those listings and take a look at the seller's profile. If they have hundreds of listings and a lot of sales history on the platform, they likely also sell phones wholesale, and they should be on your list of companies to reach out to. So here's what you should actually say to them when you get in contact with them. Number one, you just want to let them know who you are and what you do, which is buy used electronics and sell them in some capacity. I don't know what your business does, but obviously this is where you would let them know what your business does. You want to let them know what you're looking to buy. Try to be as specific as possible on what types of inventory you would like to buy from them. And if you could mention specific volume on how many devices you typically buy monthly, or if you haven't bought in the past, how many devices you would like to buy from them on a monthly basis. Adding those numbers is definitely super helpful for actually getting them to respond to you. And finally, you just want to ask if you could get in touch with someone in sales and if they have a price sheet available that you could take a look at. And if they have inventory available to sell, they'll share it with you. So the final place that you could look to find companies to reach out to is actually going and searching for the R2 list and reaching out to companies that are on the R2 list. The R2 list is just a publicly available list of companies that have their R2 certification, which are also companies that often have a lot of phones available to sell. When it comes to actually contacting these companies, you just want to go down the list and either call them at the phone number they made available, or you could send them an email using the exact same template that you used when you contacted these sellers on eBay.